The Celestial Twins Elijah and Lila are a unique hero in AFK Arena where two characters join to become one hero. They are an intelligence-based support class hero from the Celestial faction, and in today's video we're going to take a look at their skills and abilities, their uses and teams, and whether or not it's worth investing in this hero. So let's get into it. Because the Celestial Twins are such a unique character in AFK Arena, the first thing we have to look at is the way they function in combat. So when you go into a battle, Elijah will stay in the back row, who is the one with the green hair, and Lila will move into melee range and attack enemies. And these two share a health pool. So as one loses health, the other is going to lose health as well. When we look at their ultimate ability, it first states that they do in fact share the health pool and energy bar, and then they do get an extra health as a bonus. However, the active effect of this ability is going to make them dance together and increase your team's haste by 75 for 8 seconds. Now, the only condition is that this cannot be used if Elijah is under control, keeping in mind that Elijah is the one that stands in the back row. So hopefully most of the time, not going to be the one copying the control effects. And then as we move to level 2 on this, the ability removes all negative effects from all allied heroes and prevents them from being controlled by enemies for 4 seconds. So that makes this ability incredibly strong. Not only does it make your team much more powerful with all the haste, but the cleanse and an immunity for 4 seconds can really change the tide of battle. For their second ability, Grace, Elijah is going to restore the health of an ally, while Lila is going to increase the energy of an ally. Their third ability, Cleanse, shows their teamwork. If Lila is affected by a control ability, then Elijah will remove that and give her a shield. And if Elijah is attacked by an enemy in close range, then Lila will move back towards him, deal damage, and knock the enemy back. So they're protecting each other with this ability. Their final ability, Unity, takes into effect the Grace ability, where the two heroes affected by the Grace will be linked, and these linked heroes then take 30% of the damage the other one would have taken, effectively reducing the damage that they do take. On top of that, they also give each other stats based on their own attack, defense, crit rating, dodge, accuracy, and life leech attributes, making themselves much more powerful. Now for their signature item, Bonding Feathers. Effectively, when they are close together, they will be getting an attack increase, and when they are further apart, they will be getting a defense increase. Now, as we move on to the level 20 upgrade, when Elijah's normal attacks deal a critical strike to an enemy, the affected enemy's damage towards Lila will be reduced by 40% for 6 seconds. And then as we move on to level 30, when Lila's normal attacks deal a critical strike to an enemy, any damage dealt to the affected enemy by Elijah, who is the one in the back row, will be increased by 100% for 6 seconds. And finally, their furniture, Heaven's Grace. If they lose a combined total of 70% of their max health, then they will be granted a shield that's able to mitigate damage equal to 50% of their maximum health. Now that lasts for 6 seconds. If you go to level 9 on the furniture, it will increase to 15 seconds as well. Now, being that the twins are a celestial hero, they're much harder to obtain. There is a small chance to get them through normal summons or friendship summons. Also, elite hero stones have a chance to have them, or you can get them through stargazing, and also they regularly come up in events. But the fantastic thing is, all you need is one copy of these guys, and they will be very functional in boss fights, whether it be guild hunts or Twisted Realm. They are very prominent in all of those fights, even at one elite copy, due to the fact that they can, one, link that damage on allies in the front row, increasing your main damage dealer's damage. Also, that haste increase and the immunity is also helpful in some bosses. So even if you're struggling to build these guys, if you can get one copy of them, they will be fantastic in just about every boss fight in the game. Now, if you do get them to, say, Mythic, that is when they will start to show some more relevance in Campaign and Tower. The most common team they are used in is referred to as God Comp, which basically consists of themselves, a Rowan, an Aziz, a Talene, and a Mahira, but there are many different compositions of that team, the core being the twins, the Rowan, and the Aziz, because they all increase haste or increase energy of your allies, allowing you to really cycle through abilities and and make the most use of Aziz's passive, which locks the enemies out from using their ultimate abilities. But really, these twins, you can use them in just about any team due to their support being so strong. They can buff so many units. For instance, in the God comp, sometimes because Talene is not as obtainable, you can replace her with a Saurus. The twins synergize really well with the Saurus because for him to stack up and start healing his allies, he has to avoid CC and also attack fast. So the haste and also the immunity that is provided by the twins' ultimate ability is really going to enable him to do his function. So with all that out of the way, is it worth investing in the Celestial Twins? And the answer is yes. However, you might want to build another Celestial or Hypogean hero first. The twins are fantastic, as we've just learned. However, something like Lucretia, depending on your stage of the game, may be more beneficial to you than going for the twins straight away. But if you do decide to build them, look at the signature item. Level 20 is a very safe place for the signature item. It's not over investing. Other heroes have better level 30 signature items to invest in, so they can sit comfortably at 20, get some nice stat buffs, and still be effective. And the furniture is very similar. Level 3 furniture is a fantastic buff to them, but going to 9 is a bit expensive when you consider how much better effects other heroes can get from their 9 furniture. So a basic level of 20 signature item and 3 furniture is a fantastic point to get to with the twins. So that is going to be it for the Celestial Twins, Elijah and Lila. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.